Oh yeah, it's Friday, y'all, but the regular crew is in the house, led by your boy. You know I'm back because there's a lot to discuss. Max, Molly, I see baseball trades going on. I see NBA draft stuff going on. I saw Russell Westbrook end up becoming the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron has done it again. Or has he? All that and more to discuss, like I told you. The crew's in the house. But today, let's get it.
A goal is to win another championship.
That is the goal right now, and that is the motivation right now.
I ain't choose the game chose me. I'm a champion, I need some trophy.
This would definitely be a trio to be reckoned with.
LeBron James delivering AD dynamite.
Westbrook, he just doesn't stop.
I'm a champion, I need some trophy.
First take on a Feel Good Friday. We have so much to get into today, and I promise that is not an exaggeration. Blockbuster trade, the draft, Alex Smith live, and of course, Stephen A. Smith is back.
What's
All
going
things
on,
NBA.
y'all?
So good to see you.
My head was going to explode yesterday. Like, there was too much stuff happening at once.
I kept thinking, like, we got the draft. Stephen A. hasn't talked about Aaron Rodgers, and then more and more keeps happening.
The Yankees and Dodgers pull off blockbuster trades. Like, everything was happening.
I will confess, I watched, did a great job yesterday, and I was just watching. And I said, you know, I'm just going to sit back and chill.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to. And I said, it's just nice just to sit back and watch. I don't have to work today.
Yeah.
And then I remember, damn, I got to get up tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I'm here.
But
But you got some sleep, I can
So
see.
you're all about it.
I got some sleep.
That's good. Much deserved. All right, guys, so let's go. Russell Westbrook going back to Cali to team up with LeBron James and Anthony Davis and wear the iconic purple and gold. So here's how it breaks down. Russ and a pair of future second-round picks are heading to L.A. Washington's Hall is centered around a trio of players that includes Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Max Kellerman.
Yeah.
What is the impact of the Russ trade to the Lakers?
They have a legitimate answer to the Nets right now. Like, sometimes it's this easy. They had two of them dudes. The Nets had three. The Nets had the only real big three. The Suns look like they might for a sec. The Nets have three future Hall of Famers, three guys who could score from anywhere. The most skilled at their size you could ever ask. History of basketball. Who's at their size more skilled than any one of those three guys? Lakers had no shot. If everyone was healthy this year, it would have been Nets and Lakers. The Lakers would have been thrashed by these Nets. Now they got three dudes. Russell Westbrook's one of them dudes. And let me say something. People are going to get caught up on how it all fits together. That is not the issue here. The issue is bring in the talent. Do they need shooting? Yes. None of these guys are shooters, especially not Westbrook for his position. But can you find shooters? You think guys won't play on the vet minimum for this team? Of course they will. Whether they wind up with Kevin Love or they figure out a sign and trade with three-team deal, they still have Schroeder, Talen Horton-Tucker. Those guys aren't great fits. Could they still swing something for Buddy Hield? Who knows? They'll be just fine. And one more thing about Russell Westbrook. Every single year, 3-4 years now, he's on a new team with new teammates. First half of the season, we're all like, Westbrook's finished. He's no good anymore. Because he's trying to figure things out because contrary to popular belief among some, he is a team player. He's trying to figure out how to help the team. Second half, he's figured it out. He's learned his teammates. He knows his role. And then in the second half of every year, we go, he's having an MVP caliber second half. I expect the same thing to happen this year. Stephen A., if the Lakers are healthy, this is a real series if the Nets are healthy. It wouldn't have been before. It is now.
Well, that's really stepping out on the limb. It's a real series. Really? That's all you got? Because let me tell you something. That's obvious, Max Kellerman. There's no question that it's going to be a series if they were to meet. There's no question that it's a formidable big three, and the Lakers deserve a boatload of credit. Rob Pelinka, way to go in terms of assembling this and pulling this trade off, which obviously has happened. And I think Russell Westbrook is worth it. We all know he's a superstar. We all know he's a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. We know at the age of 32 going on 33, he's still electrifying. He's still the most athletic point guard in the history of the National Basketball Association. And the fact that you got him with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, Lord have mercy. It almost makes it to a point where it might be, we might all need to be medicated for depression if we don't get this finals. Brooklyn versus Los Angeles next season.
I think it's going to happen.
If you,
I really do. I really do. This year was odd.
But even injuries were disappointed because we're all salivating for it now more than ever. Okay. But this has to be said, and I got to be, let me make sure I'm very careful. Because I suspect the Westbrook family might be watching. Let me make sure I'm very clear with what I'm trying to say. There will never, or there will never have been more pressure on Russell Westbrook for this upcoming season. This is the most pressure that he has been through in his career. Now, to be fair to him, he doesn't give a damn. Russell Westbrook don't care about much. He a rough rider. He's pig-headed. He's strong-willed. Whatever word, phrase you want to think is appropriate, he don't give a damn. But from the outside world looking at him, more than ever before, his resume is going to come into play. The triple doubles. Remember when I was controversial, Max and Molly, because I was talking about I didn't care about a 35, 21, and 14 performance. People misconstrued. I'm hating on Westbrook. No, I'm saying that Russell Westbrook is so phenomenal. Russell Westbrook is such a talent that we don't want to see you going home in the first round. We know you could do that. The point is we already done. Think about it, Max. When did we ever think we'd get to a point where the triple-double didn't matter to us? It doesn't when it comes to him because it's ordinary. It's what he does. He's a walking triple-double. We got that part, okay? Now it's about my brother. Kevin Durant left, and 4 times in 5 years you went home in the first round. 5 times you've been home. Once you went to Houston and you lost in the second round your lone year there. These are your teammates. I'm going to remind everybody again. Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka, Reggie Jackson, Victor Oladipo, Paul George, James Harden again, Bradley Beal, and now LeBron James. And that talent that is Russell Westbrook, surefire, first ballot, undeniable Hall of Famer. By the way, box office, you walk through the turnstiles to see a brother like that.
Yeah.
You walk through the turnstiles to see a Russell Westbrook.
Everything he has every night.
Russell Westbrook's got over $200 million and nobody blinked because we know he deserves it. We know he deserves it because he gives it to you every day. He never cheats the game with his effort. But at some point in time, we're going to be like, where's the chip? And this is where it gets phase him. You understand? It's not going to phase him. He's going to go out there. He's going to go out there and do what he does. He's going to play the way he wants to play. But from the outside world, I'm saying the pressure is going to descend upon him.
And you played with him in Oklahoma City. The one thing he doesn't have on his resume is a championship. How will that pressure affect a 32-year-old Russell Westbrook?
Well, the thing about Russ is that he don't give a damn, right? And that's a good thing in a way because, like I said, he's back in his hometown, so he's going to play with extra pride. And again, Greeny and Stephen A., he hasn't played with a big like Anthony Davis. Like a pick and roll with Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis is dangerous for the NBA, especially if Anthony Davis decides to embrace playing the center position, being that role guy, that lob threat at the basket. Because I strongly believe that LeBron James, he's willing to take a back seat and be that third option type guy.
I think we say that a lot about LeBron James, and I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And the reason why I don't believe that is because it's not about scoring. LeBron James doesn't care if somebody scores more than him. That's not what I'm trying to imply. But he's one of those guys who truly, truly believes, validly I might add, that he's the best decision maker on the floor. You don't find a situation where LeBron James is on the court and he thinks somebody makes better decisions and is a better exposer of mismatches than him. And because he feels that way, he'll say all the right things. And I'm not saying he's lying. He genuinely means it until he gets on the court and purviews the landscape and looks at what he's playing with and who he's playing against. And he's like, I need to be the one to make this call. That's what I get from LeBron James.
Well, let me challenge you on this one, Stephen A. Go back and look at when him and Rondo played together when they won it. we saw a lot of times LeBron would give the ball to Rondo and play off the ball a lot. And he trusted Rondo because Rondo is one of the best floor generals to ever play the game.
Right.
So when you look at Russell Westbrook, I think we don't give him enough credit for his decision making. We're talking about a guy who led the league in assists last year, and he had a lot of G League players around him. And now you add a LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and they're going to find shooters along with a guy like Tatum Horton-Tucker. He's going to flourish well. He's going to lead the league in assists again.
When you're an astute basketball mind, Greeny, like my man Kendrick Perkins, you can ultimately become a little bit slick, and you got to know what the hell you talking about to pick it up, to catch him. Because Kendrick Perkins knows what I'm about to say. Yes, LeBron deferred to Rondo, because with Rondo, you know you're going to get the ball back. You see the difference? Because Rondo ain't trying to shoot. You understand? Yeah. Rondo is literally looking to pass. So somebody like that is very easy for LeBron to defer to in terms of his decision making, because Rondo is brilliant. He's a basketball savant and what have you. But also he's a basketball savant who's not looking to shoot. He's absolutely looking to defer first, second, and third option before he even thinks about shooting in most situations. That's not Russell Westbrook. And Russell Westbrook, here's the thing that I think needs to be said in a positive way about Russell Westbrook. He's not selfish. The fact that people talk about him like he's selfish. No, that's not him. He's dogged. He has a strong belief on himself. He ain't scared of a soul. You understand what I'm saying? This brother's a rough rider. Make no mistake about it. But he's also somebody that has a profound belief in himself. And if he's not making the shot, he wants to be a facilitator of those shots. And what I'm saying is that's the difference between him and Rondo. Russell Westbrook will jack up shots. He doesn't need to be jacking up. Rondo won't do that.
So we have someone else who wants to jive in here, and I will in a second. But first, let me ask one more question. Yeah. Championship on the line, one possession, Game 7 against the Nets, one last possession. Who's taking the game-winning shot for the Lakers? LeBron, Westbrook, or Davis?
It's going to be, well, first of all, if they smart, it should be Davis. Okay? Because Davis is a better perimeter shooter than all of them. But I will say, I won't discredit LeBron. Obviously, LeBron has to come first. Then Davis is a 1A. Russell Westbrook should be after those two, but that doesn't mean that's what he'll do.
Right. I'm going with Anthony Davis, and the reason why, because we saw it during their championship run. We saw Anthony Davis come off a wheel action all the way off a curl like he was Kyle Korver and shot a three-point and yelled Kobe. So I know, right? We watched LeBron James defer to Kyrie Irving and say, T. Lou, scratch that, draw the play up for him. So, look, Russell Westbrook knows too. Anthony Davis is the go-to guy.
Okay, there's one more person who is dying to get in on this conversation.
Oh, there you go.
He is, the big swagoo Marcus.
This is my first day back in about a week. I got to see Big Perk and Marcus Spears.
I'm glad you said this your first day back. Where the hell you been, man? You got a nice tan, too. You been tanning? You been on the beach with your toes out?
I am entitled to get a few days off. That is a rarity. That is number one. And number two, to answer the question directly, I took my daughters to Disney World. I was at Disney World for the last
very nice.
So.
All right, Marcus, the same question to you.
Can't you see the tan? I was baking in the Florida sun.
No one loves basketball more than Marcus does.